Hi.
Welcome to SonarFeed, episode 278. Total shit show circus. Oh yeah. I'm back, boys and girls. It's good to be back.
We should just end the show right now. We're done.
It's good to be
We're
back.
out. What's up?
Yo, it's World Cup time. It's summertime. It's nice and sunny, but it's not hot, which is my favorite kind of summer.
So not last week.
Not last week. All about this week.
People in
Yes.
Seattle were dying last week. They're like, "Whoa, it's 87."
Yeah. We got
With, like,
Chivas coming into
2%
town.
humidity.
Woo!
Whatever. What about teams that people care about?
Chivas and only Chivas and the Sounders.
Anyway, what's up?
What's up? Oh man, good man. Just working that a lot. I'm working. New job. I mean, traveling all
You're
over the
famous
county.
on the internet and not on the internet.
Yeah, I haven't had time for the internet, man.
Your collar's all popped.
Yeah, because I was at a Girl Scouts bridging ceremony for my niece. Congratulations, Penny, on becoming no longer a brownie. You're a junior. Yeah. she's
I
a
think this is
junior.
the first time that we've delayed SonarFeed. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. We've definitely delayed SonarFeed because of Girl Scout related things, but it was usually some sort of cookie battle or cookie delivery. This is the first time that we've delayed because of
graduation. Yes.
So shout out to Penny.
Shout out to Penny.
Well done.
She's a junior now. But we were out in this little bridging in the woods little temple thing, and there was tons of mosquitoes, so I had to like pop collars, and I didn't have any like anti-mosquito repellent, so that's why the collars are popped.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right,
back.
so episode 278.
Yeah.
Shouts to Pinoe. We'll get into the specifics in a minute.
Beast.
We're
a
here at the
beast.
Berliner Pub, downtown Renton.
Ahead of the curve.
Wow. We're
I'm
just going to let you
burning,
sing
man.
for like the rest of the night.
That's what happens when you haven't been here for a couple of months, man. You got all the energy. You're ready to go. You're like, hey, I can still do this. I have the ability, the capacity. Let's go.
Like Mondays are exhausting. So shouts to the folks in the house.
Yes.
Shouts to the people in the chat.
Always.
We'll get it going. At some point, you should tweet when you're done with your drink.
Yes.
And welcome back.
Thanks, man.
I
Good
missed
to be
you.
back. I missed you
feel
too,
like
man.
I don't see you in ages.
Dude, it's been crazy.
Also, do you
couple
remember
of
the
months.
Sounders?
Yeah. The team that started out on fire, and then all of a sudden it just sizzling out. It's been a rough month. It's been a rough month and a half.
It got to the point where on Wednesday for the ECSFC team that I'm on, someone took a really bad corner and Dylan Vanderhoof literally yelled, "Are you Ladero in disguise?"
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
cold.
"That's when you know it's been a hot minute
That's
since we've had a
cold.
game."
Oh man,
Which is
are a gentleman and a scholar.
awesome and awkward at the same time.
Look at the
which is
amazing
great.
food that you have here
Look how
at
many
Berliner
utensils
Pub.
you could have.
Look at
You
that.
probably have enough right there.
Look at that. Yeah.
Thanks,
oh,
Ty.
Look at that. Yeah. Come on down. Salchichas.
Ty rolling up with the
Salchichas alemanas.
the awesome
know.
facial hair.
Yo, I remember when he
Rolling
was
up.
like. I remember when he was like a kid.
That was
He's
like
like
2
a-
weeks ago.
He a grown ass man over here.
Anyway, we've got a couple of salchichas.
Yes, we got salchichas, a little mustard.
Should
Come
finish
down
that
to
up.
Berliner Pub. The grub is good.
So what's
But
happening?
how are you, man? No, first, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I think we both are in the new job patrol recently.
Yep.
So February, where are you?
April 8th.
Yeah. So in the
Yeah.
last few months, the new job patrol is pretty good.
Nice.
Loving it.
You're
it's
traveling a
either, like-
lot. You're traveling a lot.
I mean, more than I did for like 2 years. Before
Right.
I traveled like every other week.
Right.
And now I've traveled like once a month, and everyone's like, "Yo, you're traveling all the time." I'm like, I haven't traveled since May, and they're like, "Really?"
I'm gonna give you your sausage back.
And because you
Nope.
got to go hard. No, but yeah, work travel's fun. I'm a huge fan of it. I did miss it for a long time. Sometimes it's good to not do that all the time, though, because
Right.
you get to actually, like, sleep in your own bed. You're like, my bed is terrible, or my bed is awesome, like one or the other.
Is there any coworkers who are Sounder fans or soccer fans at the new
Yeah,
gig?
to the point where, I mean, we'll talk about the hot topic in a minute, but there's someone that I work with a lot who sits 10 feet from me, and one day he walked over and he's like, "Hi, I know who you are. Can we not sing Take 'Em All again?" And I was like, fuck. I should have worn a mask or something. Like, what did I do wrong?
My alter ego.
But no, it's cool. Again, I work in Smith Tower. You worked in Pioneer Square for a long time. Like, you get it. But there's a lot of Sounders fans in the office. And what's cool is you go to meetings or go out to lunch with people and they rock their Sounders stuff. And you're like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And then they're like, do you know Taylor Graham? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, I have a few Sounder fans on my floor, so it's pretty cool. Shout out to Mike. What up, Mike? Guy over in Metro. He always comes over. Yo, you hear the scoop? Oh, no, you hear about the injury? Oh, what about that goal from...
Which building you in now?
I'm at the King Street Center building. So it's literally across the street from 13 Coins.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in the one that actually has Metro
Yeah.
in it on Jackson?
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm there on the 8th floor. Come holler at your boy, Local Services, King County. Out here to serve unincorporated King County.
Damn.
Got it down.
All right. So you're still in the square.
Yep.
Well, you were in the ID before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah. I migrated down a few blocks, loving it.
A little
It's awesome.
closer.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot more action.
Cool. So it's been a hot minute since you've been here.
Yes.
So let's again, it's fun time ish.
Little salchicha.
So we talked a little bit pre-show. I'll talk a little bit. You should eat your food. We
Let's
can bounce
go.
back and forth.
Yes.
Yes. We talked a little bit that like there's some tough stuff worth talking about. And I don't want to put you on the spot. If you want to eat, I can talk and banter with myself for a hot minute, and the internet will make
good.
fun of me.
Not too fast.
But like, what have you been up to?
So honestly, it's mostly been just work. It's just a big job. I cover a lot of area, but aside from that, I'm still pretty active in the beer and community activism. You know, planning commissioner and doing business economic development. I'm also volunteering on the ICE Rapid Response Team, which may be very busy. Hopefully
Which was
not.
either going to be super busy or super not in the
Yeah.
last couple days. So
Yeah. But it's been just I'm just balancing all the different things that I'm doing with this new job. That's why I haven't been here as much, but I am here today. But you know, I just told myself I can't, like, I was bitching a lot on the internets. I always tend to bitch a lot on the internet.
that's actually the point of the internet
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. But I found it's not healthy, man. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's not. So like, I try to stay busy.
Yeah.
Doing as much as I can, because that's all you can do. Like, sometimes you just can't. You know, I can't do anything about what's happening all over the world. But I can do something about what's happening where I live in Buren, and with the job that I have. That's one of the big reasons why I took it, because I'm also super able to make impact in unincorporated King County, which is a portion of the county that tends to have higher numbers of poverty and higher populations of people of color as well, at least in the west portion of the county. So no, man, I'm just hustling. I'm hustling because taxpayers pay my salary, so I'm here to serve. I am here to serve. You know.
This sounds like a political stump speech.
I don't know about that. I was gonna run for city council. I was like that close to running for Buren City Council.
Dude, you should absolutely do it.
Yeah, no. I was like, either I get this job or I run for city council, one or the other. So when
Do you remember 2 years ago when you were like, nope?
Yeah, no.
Some shit changed since
Somewhat,
then?
well, I mean,
Yeah.
just like one, I put in time to learn about like municipalities, how planning and zoning is basically the truth. That dictates everything. And I was seeing other first time folks who got into like leadership, and I was like, I can do as good a job as that person or better if I dedicate myself. So I don't know, man. I just want to help whatever I can while I'm here, because I am very privileged that I do have the ability to run for city council, to not be directly, though I am indirectly, affected by ICE raids. So while I'm here, let's do it. Let's hustle, you know? But what about you, though, man?
Man, it's been like a real random month
Yeah.
and change. On one hand, it's refreshing to get a hot minute off after like a lot of Sounders, a lot of ECS things, whatever. But you get like 2 weeks into that, and you're like, nope. Like, miss it. Like, middle of winter, when there's no CCL or whatever, when you're just like, I like some Sounders, anything. And then there's nothing.
What an injury to Bruin.
Yeah, and that's where, like, I could have done without that a lot. And, by the way, wow.
Yeah. So my dad doesn't know about, what's his name? Persimmon?
Kevin Parsimane?
Kevin Parsimane?
Yeah.
He doesn't know about him, right?
By the way.
And
Banger.
He made that
Goal.
banger, and my dad's like, Sounders should look at him. And I was like, oh, Dad. Too soon. Too soon. But yeah, man, I feel you totally. Like, starting off so hot, and then all of a sudden just, it's like having to quit some cold turkey. Man, it's tough.
Yeah, it's just been weird. And I would say the last, like, 4 or 5 years, we always have these odd times, whether they're FIFA breaks or just other things in Sounders land that get odd. But it feels like compounded with the Open Cup situation, because you were like, oh, maybe that'll happen. And to be honest, like, I could complain all I want about stuff, but for real, good game. Sounders did what they could. You don't expect your opponent to get to play a, $12, $14 million lineup. Like, what can you do? Although there's people on the internet, they're like, Sounders should sign people that are just not good enough to make the national team. And I'm like, while I agree with the idea behind that, no. And the challenge is, like, you've got to pick just the right combination of players. And there's things that I could criticize Garth and others on. But ultimately, like, what can you do? Like, you happen to sign the captain for Panama. I guess
at the height of his career.
Like,
the height of his career.
Like, he's literally going to become president of a country.
Like, yeah.
And, like, again, as much as I like to talk shit and it's fun to be a smack talker on Twitter, like, what can you do? Because ultimately, like, sometimes you just gamble. Even, like, Jovan Jones, like, do you know dude is going to get picked for sure? You don't.
Right. Or Leardom.
Yeah, like, any of these players.
Delem,
like,
yeah.
But, like, any of these players, you're never really certain they're going to get picked.
Right.
And, like, look at the U.S. team right now, the men's national team. Like, did I expect Roldan and Morris? Yeah. But, like, look at who's on the team compared to 6 months ago. Like, the keepers are completely different. Like, 3 of them. Completely different.
Why they
People
hate on
talking
Fry?
about Zach Steffen. Like, I'm sorry, Columbus is like, legend. I'm like, cool. But honestly, like, but Steffen and Tyler Miller are 2 of the 3 that are playing these games. And I don't even care about the men's national team. Like, I like to watch games because it's games. But, like,
I don't care about the U.S. men's national team either.
No, but really, like, if that's who the keepers are, I'm super okay with it.
Yeah.
Because you backed off of, like, you know, the old guard or whatever you want to say. Like, you're trying something different. You've realized you failed at certain things.
Majorly.
That's cool to see. Am I disappointed that Fry is not on the team? On one hand, I definitely am.
I am, totally.
For Steph. Although, seeing Steph in Vegas hanging out like baller status with Carrie and others, kind of fun. You want dude to get a vacay.
Right.
But do I think he's better than Zach Steffen? A billion
Hell
times
yeah.
over.
Listen, I'm not mad
So
that
it's
he's
a
not
little
playing
bit-
when they play against Mexico. I'm
It's
like,
a little.
okay.
We are going to spend a minute talking about Mexico because people are like, Tata is flipping out. I'm like, y'all shouldn't have let up 2 goals.
For real.
For real, though.
So
So,
that first goal was sick, dude.
great goal.
Wow. That might be a goal of the tournament so far.
Though I have to say, damn.
Our waiters over here sneaking in tacos from like a taco
Eating
stand.
not from. Never mind. Let's
Yeah,
leave that
no,
alone
yeah.
because like health department will be rolling up on here in like 2 minutes. But I think FMF may have found a player that they didn't see coming, who scores some goals
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
And like maybe let's just go to this. I want to talk about World Cup for a long time tonight, but Mexico's got an interesting thing happening.
Yeah, they
right
got
now.
it's a similarly a change of the guard, right? Like they gave Jimenez basically they're grooming him to take over Chicharito as the face of the team. And you have a lot of younger guys like the attacking midfielder Pizarro.
Keep going. Starts with a ooh.
Ticatito. I mean, you can tell me. You watch it too.
I just think like they look different.
Yeah. But it only matters when they play against a rival or a top 20 team. Like, so you beat, Martinique. So you beat. Oh yeah.
Like where'd that guy come from?
Yeah, but they gave him a
Yeah, but
chance. They gave him
I
a
don't know,
chance.
man.
Uriel.
Guy scores bangers. Like what has he got? 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like real good goals. Not like
Does
shitty goals.
Does he start for them?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think he just got
Like-
like an invite and he's making the best of it.
Antuna, like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you go. You've got Chucky and Chicharito
Who aren't
and
even
all these
playing.
players.
Yeah.
You're like, are they even in the 18? Like, holy shit.
Chicharito's out there being a dad now. He's got a baby.
And again, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, they
No,
look a little different.
Yeah, they do, man. They're changing of the guard. I think he's going to a fast-paced game.
And maybe
he needs
that's the
quicker,
best
younger
way
players.
to put it. And you watch more than I do. Like, I watch them as much as I can. But like,
You should
it
watch him every
feels-
time.
It
every
feels
time.
different.
Watch him every time.
I watch in games that matter.
They all matter.
So,
You know what else matters? Man, these bratwursts, no joke. I'm just going to town as we're doing this because they're so damn good.
You know they make more.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, the net is they feel different to me, even from like six months ago, and some of that is a coaching shift.
Right.
But like all up, the roster selections are different. Or I'm sorry, who's starting is definitely different,
For sure.
and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Tata has not disappointed the average fan, but I still have my doubts. I want to see him do well against the U.S. in the final. Like these other
So you're
games,
just going ahead,
Yeah,
skipping ahead.
like it's the U.S. final or nothing. Like,
Did you watch the? I think it was the Fox broadcast. It was a game yesterday, right? Yeah. Mexico played.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Fox broadcast?
Mhm.
So, and they're actually some of my favorite pair announcers. They're pretty Homer, and I'm okay with it because it's fun. But they spent like 5 minutes thanking Landon Donovan, and they were like, it was something like, "I dare say our teammate Landon Donovan or LD," and I was like,
No, my man.
But like, actually, no mames.
Yeah.
And it got a little weird for a hot minute.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, he's in your broadcast team. Like, he's in a studio right now in Los Angeles. Like,
What?
either super excited or cringing.
Probably both.
He must have gotten 7,000 shitty texts from people. Like, Stu Holden's like, thanks, LD. It actually was weird.
It was a little weird, man.
And, like, let's talk about this for a second, because I think there's been some... Let me step back a sec. As this month goes, FS1 spent some money on some broadcasting. Like, it's soccer all day, every day. And by the way, good investment.
Solid. Thank you.
But B, having been to that location in Paris, let's get to that. Let's talk about World Cup all up. Let's talk about this for a second. They may have invested in all of the right people. Like, Maurice Edu, like the studio crew's good. The mix and match of people is just interesting.
Yep.
And I would say they've figured out this weird way to blend Gold Cup, Copa, World Cup into like, it's just soccer all the time. And you're like, I don't know what I'm watching, but I like Christy Pierce, so cool. Like, let's just sit here and listen.
Yeah, no, it's been, it's definitely, we're reaping like a new level of soccer watching ability and environment that we probably have not had for, it's been building up, but every year it seems to get better and more and more.
It feels different.
Like now you have to decide whether you can
turn your TV off to not have soccer on.
Seriously, like, even though you have to switch to other to watch Copa America, I'm like, one or the other. Here you can get both, right? Gold Cup and the World Cup. So
and
it's
that's where like they clearly looked, and it was time of day, like where the World Cup is versus Copa versus Gold Cup, etc. Like,
right.
They just bought all of it.
Good.
And like tried to figure it out, which is, it's pretty cool.
Hell
like,
yeah.
On the weekend, and again, there's going to be a point where there are less matches, so it's going to be, a little more sparse. But the last like week,
man, it's been nonstop.
Yeah, like you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, a game already happened.
At work, after work.
I guess I'll go to work.
Oh, another game. Let's go.
And I will say, like, today in the office, I had some meetings early, like pre 9 a.m. that I took from home, got to the office, and the corner of my floor in the Smith Tower was just people posted up at the couch watching the match. And I was like, I didn't even know you like soccer. Like, people who were just random folks. Everybody's got their computer, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to answer emails.
Yeah, I was taking a tour of Fall City.
Cool.
It was super cool, dude. I was down in Fall City taking a tour of the business district with the county council member from that district, and we stopped by, and we're taking a look at infrastructure needs, and we stop in front of this tavern. It's like, like 9:10 a.m., 9:20.
In Fall City.
In Fall City. Like, it's, small little town up in the mountains.
But, like, do you know where Fall City is? Because
yeah, it's by North Bend. It's deep.
I don't know if I'd have pegged that as a place.
Yeah, and we're there, and the bar owner, hey, council member, what's up? And then she's out here trying to, get stuff done. And he's like, well, let's fix that intersection. But look, I got to get back in. The game's tied 1-1. And we're like, the U.S. women's team. Yeah. So it was pretty cool to, like, have this.
It's just different.
Yeah. I mean,
and
it's
this
a
is
new.
maybe a good bridge, not to, like, bail off Gold Cup or
No, I think we're
Copa,
good. No, I think.
But, like, in a really good way, this feels super different to me than any other Women's World Cup.
For sure.
That I remember.
Yeah. Like, for me personally, I haven't before in other World Cups, like, worked around my schedule to make sure I catch up and watch all the replays.
And we had it in Vancouver.
And I just and I'll be honest, like, it just has it because there's only so much soccer you can do sometimes.
Yeah.
But like this year, I'm like, I don't want to miss it. None of this. Yeah, it's been legit ass.
It's just super good.
Yeah.
And like, part of it's probably 24 teams, right? So like, expansion of it has made it a little different. Like, you get just a different level of diversity, like, globally.
Totally. I fully expect Mexico to be in the next one, by the way.
Man, like, the pace of some of the games not even like from a barn burner end to end standpoint, just like the energy and like some of the differences.
They're way more
just
entertaining than the Gold Cup
feels
games. I'll tell you that.
different.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
more entertaining than the Gold Cup games, dude.
And that's where like
this is way better soccer.
you can say what you want, and we should talk about the USA Thailand game and like a couple other things because we haven't talked about them on the show. But
Okay.
what was interesting to me today, talking to a couple colleagues, I was like, it's been a minute since I watched a sporting event like everyone versus Chile, where there's physically a height disparity, and it's
Yeah.
like genetics played a role in the play. Like they're
Yeah.
physically different size players, and they started playing 10 behind the ball. Like just they adapted their game as they moved
Yep.
on, and it's been interesting to just see like, I don't know, let's call it the deep math or the deep strategy
Right,
that
right.
some of the coaches
chess
have
playing.
employed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels different, and the energy to me feels amazing literally no matter what game you turn on.
Yeah, dude. It's just
And I don't feel like that has been the case with the men's games for years.
Yeah, no.
Like there are some bad games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And bad mismatches, and this just feels like it's interesting every time. Not that people don't get smoked left and right,
Right.
but even the like 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 games, a couple of them you're like, that was a good game.
Yeah. No, it's been fun, man. It's competitive. You could tell that the world is leveling out when it comes to women's soccer. You know, the second tier and third tier teams are fast catching up to
Yeah.
to the Chinas and Germanys, Frances and
But
US
that was
of the
who
world.
was that? Formiga on Brazil, like legally, which sounds super dumb. Women couldn't play football when she was born.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
I don't understand this concept.
Yeah.
In Brazil, of all places.
Yeah.
Like that. What? Like
You
how
know,
is that even a
Braz-
thing?
You know, Brazil has had a couple
it's had
of
some minutes, but-
yeah.
It's been interesting. The stories are good all
Totally.
around.
Even without the greatest player in the world, you know. Shout out to her. That's
Wow.
making a statement, putting money where your mouth is.
It's been, if you like sports, forget soccer for a second, football, whatever you want to say. Like, if you like sports, this has been really good.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
good. It's not even about like the Super Bowl. We've got 2 weeks between the games, you know, like let's tell all the stories ever and interview everyone. Like, it just is interesting.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. It's fun. That's what it is.
Well,
It's
except
fun.
for VAR.
Well, yeah.
We could spend the next 13 minutes talking about VAR
Yeah.
ruining soccer.
Yeah.
And the only thing
I've
I
seen
would say
takes
is
all over
that,
Twitter.
that Nutmeg News story about like who FIFA or whoever decided that they just let VAR decide the rest of the World Cup. I'm like, accurate
Nice job.
at
Nice
this
job
point,
on that
yeah.
story. Nice job.
Thanks. So let's talk about the U.S. team for a minute.
Stacked.
Not the men.
They're not. Obviously,
The
they're
U.S.
not
team,
stacked.
and I mean that the
Yeah.
way I said it.
Yes.
Because honestly,
Dude, the women's
that's
team should
who's
play for
worth
them.
seeing.
The women's team should play for the men.
Full up.
Come on.
Did you
2 years
see,
from now, it should be the
Did you
women's
see,
play.
by the way, someone during the men's game the other day put up a sign that just said, "Pay the 3 stars," and I was like, because you know half the people watching are like, "I don't get it," and I was like, "Oh my god." That's super fucked up. And
It's
it was
true,
in the
though.
middle of the AO section. Like, amazing. So, aside from the fact that they stomped on a team, like, let's walk away from that for a second. Like, they have players that would start on, let's say, every domestic team.
Yeah, easy.
Like, Carly Lloyd isn't starting.
That's crazy.
And they're like, I guess we'll bring in Carly Lloyd at some point.
super sub. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Nah, man, they're super fun. They're exciting. They're fast, and they start fast. So I think that has a lot that contributes to that, right? They're scoring a lot of goals early, so it keeps people like in it. Like, oh, what am I gonna miss now? Wow. You know how many goals have they scored in those?
It was 18 first,
18?
18 in the group, right?
All right. There's no way even someone who doesn't watch soccer a lot cannot have fun watching 18, 19 goals in those games, dude. Like, yeah.
And by the way, that Tobin Heath goal was one of the dirtier things I've seen in a really long time. And I have access to Mark Nesteroff's internet account. So that's all I'm going to say. But no, seriously, like, you hit that with the top of your foot and bent it in on purpose?
Bananas.
Cool.
Bananas.
And people today are like, oh, they scored on penalties. I'm like, they drew 2. Okay. And it was late, and I had tweeted about it. And I think, Kristen, one of you guys, Kristen, had, liked my tweet. Pinoe switched a ball to someone, 50 yards to them.
That's crazy.
And you're like,
dude.
cool.
Yeah, hit me up. Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Same.
I hit the spot. Thank you.
But, fun to watch.
Totally.
Interesting to watch.
Yes.
You care about the players. Rose Lavelle curses on TV more than any of us have ever cursed on TV.
So good.
Strangely. And, as much as I do actually somewhat agree with Hope Solo's comments about the coach from a strategy versus tactic standpoint, as John comments about, the U.S. team has the number 1 and number 2 best attacking lines in the world.
Yeah.
I don't even need to look at the statistics. Accurate. It's scary.
Yeah.
And, it's fun to watch France. Spain, fun to watch, the U.S. getting to play Spain and then France in a row, aside from getting to potentially, knock out the host. Yes, please.
Let's go.
You want
Let's
that
go.
in this kind of tournament.
You want a
could
total
not
shit
say
show
enough-
circus.
I just couldn't say enough good things about the tournament.
Yeah, I agree, dude. And it's fun to watch.
Except for the VAR.
Some of the
parts.
friends who are out there too, oh my god, man, that's dope. Making it happen. That's cool.
So, again, John brings up England, which I have to tell you, if England is the post up a little bit later. Did you watch the England game yesterday?
No.
So are you up on the, what's the word I want to use? Situation.
Fill me in.
So there was some spitting. There was some referee disagreement. There was some VAR complaints. There were some fouls. There was some we're not going to kick off.
You're basically saying it was a telenovela.
But in
total
a
telenovela.
7-minute period. 6 of which nothing actually happened except some standing. Right or wrong, whether you agree or not,
Tell you, man, I missed the 1-2 games I missed.
80% driven by VAR or the lack of it. And whether you like it or don't, it changed that game because there was an expectation. And, forget the politics and, again, listen to talk radio. People are like, we're going to have racial bias. Totally understand. There's a million things you could throw into this. Weird game. And I actually think that's going to make FIFA
Review the VAR.
step back and
situation.
go, oh, when is this actually applicable? Because, absolutely.
What was the
whether
comment?
you
What was the comment?
agree, Kristen said, you understand why Cameroon felt
They
Right.
got.
right. So
Yeah.
Cameroon felt like they were getting jobbed, and it's
I
again,
did hear a lot of that on the internet.
if you didn't, again, when you can't see things and you feel like a thing happened, but you've seen other calls get reversed or at least reviewed,
They got
and
bought.
then those calls don't, you feel like you got.
Yeah.
And again, having the luxury of TV, sitting at home and watching it all, you're like, no, actually, that wasn't a call or whatever. Most of the time, I'm like, actually, they're wrong. But they never really got the justification.
Yeah.
Because you've seen other situations where I'd say the first 4 or 5 days, there was a point where someone's they're in the 6, like sliding, hand up, and a player's at the end line and kicked a ball at a defender's hand to draw the penalty. And think about how good these players are. Any team, the worst team in the draw, you can hit someone's hand from 10 feet away, like without even trying. And players have done that. And I think they just felt like there was inconsistency, or they didn't necessarily get the the explanation that they deserved.
I saw a ton of that after the fact on the Twitters, for sure.
It's more that it was just weird, and unfortunately, it is gonna mar is maybe too strong a word. For this week, it's gonna mar the results.
It'll be like,
and if
what
England
could be better?
wins,
What could we do better?
It's gonna, on the global discussion, change people's opinions.
Yeah, England ain't gonna win. That's not gonna happen. Thank you,
So
sir.
who's gonna win at this point? What's your call? Thank you.
The U.S. women's national team is gonna win it, no question. They're not.
I mean, they're scary.
They are scary. They're not gonna be down. They're not gonna take. They're gonna be up the rest of the tournament. They're gonna win it all.
So let's talk about one quote from Pinoe, and then let's get into a couple other things tonight. So there's a lot of discussions about VAR, or if you're in England, VAR.
VAR.
Yeah, I got nothing. So the Americans are playing the French, who, by the way, had some super awesome kits. Like the kit with the marks all over it. Wow.
Who was the other one that sold out a lot? Was it Nigeria too? I was listening
Maybe.
to NPR, and they're saying that the France kit is super popular. It's sick, and it is sick. Having seen it at the last play they played. Wow, dude, that save by that game again.
Dude,
oh my God.
I would actually say almost every game. Maybe in all the tournaments right now, because even the Cuban keeper, and they got smoked, actually played a decent game. Like, as keepers go, like, getting outmatched is different from being all right. Like, you can let up 3, 4, 5 goals, but save 7. You know, in a game where someone takes 20 shots or whatever it is. There have been a lot of shows by keepers. And frankly, keepers that are like early 20s and keepers that are like late 30s in this World Cup, which is, again, yet another thing that you're like, holy shit. Like, I could watch this all day. So Pinoe was asked about the next match, and she says, hopefully a complete spectacle, just an absolute media circus. I hope it's huge and crazy. That's what it should be. This is the best game. This is what everyone wanted. I think we wanted. Seems like they're up for it. And then she infers, the media, of course, are up for it, and all the fans. Maybe it'll be a pretty even split between the fans and the stadium. We've been traveling pretty deep in this World Cup. Pause. Not really. No pause. I hope it's just a total shit show circus. It's going to be totally awesome. And then this, frankly, echoes the Marta comments, which we should spend a minute talking about. She says, I think this is what everybody wants, and these are the biggest games that you dream about as a kid. And, like, aside from the, like, chills you get reading that stuff, and having, like, been in a room with
about to
her
drop this
where
mic.
she's like, I'm out. What?
Boom. That wasn't as cool
Like,
as I imagined.
again, she doesn't need to have this conversation.
No.
But she's like, oh, no, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's go. I mean, don't you want to draw the host country in any tournament like this who's real good, and I don't know if it was their captain, but
Henry.
it was their captain, right, who
Henry.
scored the goal. By the way, the French are not allowed to have any more really good players named Henri.
Yeah,
ever
seriously.
again. Banned.
Seriously.
I'm out.
She was really good.
Anyway.
She is really good.
But, like, you want to beat the home team.
Yes.
It's either you are the emotional victor as the home team, or you are the, like, foreigners who've come in and invaded for a hot minute. And, like, there's enough matches left.
Grab and smash.
in this tournament,
Smash and grab.
that USA
Give me,
gets to pound
give me,
on
y'all.
a couple more teams in France. Like, super fun. And
This is
like,
gonna be a great game.
I don't know, she's so good. And like on the fly, she comes up with this stuff. And that's where you like, whether you want to talk about Tacoma or Memorial and Seattle, like, holy shit, that player plays here.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't care, let's go. What?
That's
Like, burn it all to the ground. How cool is that?
That's
like,
dope.
Have a player like that in your town all the time.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jess Fishlock isn't playing in this tournament. Like, best, like, top player
Yeah.
from her nation ever. And she's like talking shit on the internet. It's super fun to see, you know, and like we're so bluntly like lucky to have
Yeah.
that stuff.
Privileged.
Weird. Can she come back every week?
Please.
So anyway, do you have a thought, opinion, take, whatever about how World Cup maybe changes the attention on NWSL? Not even locally. Like, I think we're in a good spot locally, regionally. People are like, we have amazing global players on the Reign, but nationally, do you think the situation changes?
Yeah, I think it
based
always
on the
does.
TV attention?
Yeah, for sure. I think it would help. It's what helped. You know, 99 kind of relaunch the league. So totally, man. I mean, and even though we are lucky to have, you know, a pretty good fan base, amazing team, a lot of good, you know, a winning club, we couldn't use it. You know, like I've only gone to like 2 of these games, so this only makes me want to come to more games. So I think it's great for the sport, totally, without a doubt, no question.
People don't like France's uniforms. In the chat.
I do. I like Francis. Yeah, I think they're dope. Yeah, they're totally cool. And was it Cameroon or Nigeria? Fleur de lis.
That'd be super, very Montreal of them.
Yeah. It is very French.
It is, by the way, Jess Fishlock, MBE. It is so good that she does that because on one hand, she's definitely not that person. On the other hand, she's like, which is so fun.
It is so fun. I mean, I think it's dope for the sport, man. It's great. Yes. And yes.
Dave Clark, are you listening?
Yes. I concur. NWSL needs to like blow it up, hype it up. Let's go. Let's go.
So it's about 8:30.
Boom.
So Sounders play on Saturday.
Saturday.
So
Who's not hurt? Can I ask who's not hurt? Who's available?
let's back up about 24 hours. Pay attention to the internet. I can't say about any specifics, but you should pay attention to the internet in the next 24 hours because you may want to make plans for Friday evening.
That's good
And
to
that's
know.
all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Anyway, Saturday, 2 p.m., Fuel, Beer Garden,
Oh shit.
all day. Be there.
Or be square.
Don't die of alcohol poisoning. Got it.
Oh man.
Have you
That's
not
nice.
had that like weird non-bubbly water alcohol? Oh my god, Carly Lloyd is actually the like sponsor of this. or
White
they
Claw?
sponsor her. No, it's not bubbly.
Oh.
It's Pura or Puri or something like that. It's not.
Zima.
It's like drinking the water if the water were just alcohol,
Oh.
not vodka. It's like still water. It's like
What?
5 or 6%. And the problem is you're like, I'll just sit here and drink this. To the point where a bartender, a friend of mine, gave me some to take home just to try it. He's like, here's my samples. Took it home. had one, and was like, I'm never drinking that again. Like, it's terrifying. Water. Yeah, it's...
He's like, what? Yeah.
If
Tastes
you like water, also the emergency room, you would like this product. It is close by. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
God.
So Eileen does recommend eating, which I definitely have failed at
Yeah.
twice this
Yeah,
year.
dude.
And by twice, I mean very much twice.
Yes.
So, block party, Saturday.
It's on and
Don't
poppin'.
die. So, Vancouver.
Yeah.
They have some players that we may or may not like.
Couple of them.
Maybe you've
Couple
heard
of
them. Ish.
Yeah. Now we're going to kick their ass.
We are definitely actually going to kick their ass. Do you have an opinion about Saturday other than like the cocky, we're going to kick their ass?
Is Raul back?
I mean, he hasn't been playing.
Yeah. So we should have Raul back, right? Maybe. I think their Peru's out, Copa, isn't it?
Please hold.
Yes. Da-da-da. On another related news, holy cow, James Holzhauser or whatever, the dude from Jeopardy, just announced I lost on purpose
That's some
because
bullshit.
my daughter wanted me to come home. But dude, it was obvious. Did you not see his last
I did.
Like he lost on purpose. And I became a fan. As obnoxious as some people thought he was, it made me watch Jeopardy. That and Vanessa wouldn't stop watching it.
By the way, Eileen clarifies no Raul and no Nico. They play each other in the quarters.
Oh, so Peru's still in it. Oh. Someone's not happy over here.
So, Ugo at Target Ford is what you're saying.
A what?
Target? You're playing Target Forward this weekend.
I
He's
might
like,
do better at
"No."
goalie, but yeah, sure, why not? Well, okay, so no Nico, no Raul, no Bruin, no Jordan, no
Just keep going. I'll wait.
Roldan, little Roldan. We have little Roldan. No Delem.
I mean, do you want me to comment on that subject? No, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
leave it
yeah.
alone. Sorry.
Who? Roman's here. Panama didn't make. Oh, is Panama in the Gold Cup? Oh my God, I should know this. If Panama's in the Gold Cup, I haven't seen him.
Hold on. Oh,
Oh,
Wednesday,
6
June
p.m.
26th at 6 p.m.
I will be at a town hall in Enumclaw, I think.
I mean, if they get smoked, maybe you'll
He's
have
not
Roman
gonna-
Torres on Saturday.
I mean, sure. Man, we have. Who do we have? Do we have any? Do we have enough to?
I mean, they're playing in
Harry
Kansas City,
Ship.
so
Harry-
someone who can actually take corners.
So,
All right, so we have.
well, we're gonna have
Dellum.
16. Zach Scott's son. How old are you?
Wait, hold on. Let me scroll back up. I believe AOC and Danny Leva should be available. Which, by the way, I'm actually
We're
super
still gonna
okay
kick
with that.
Vancouver's ass. Yeah. Thank God.
Also
Kiki,
okay
he's
with that.
back to practicing.
Yeah, see, so no matter what, U.S. and Panama are through.
Steph.
So
Wow.
no any of those players.
Wow.
Do you know what isn't a good scheduling league? MLS.
MLS.
Weird.
Horrible. You guys suck. Suck so bad.
Brad Smith is going to play forward. Can we talk about Jovan Jones' hair?
Can we talk? Oh.
It was actually very silver.
What do you do now? He did the silver?
Yeah. It wasn't what I expected.
No, but can we talk about who has been the best player for us this year?
And when you say us,
Sounders. I was okay. Fry's a good. I was gonna say Smith. Brad Smith has had a hell of a season. Like,
Brad Smith.
who else has
Actually
been
the
balling
best
out?
player?
Yeah, like up to now. I think it's Brad, man.
Stephen Fry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Stefan too. Like he's always good. Yeah. Goose. What? What? Oh my God! I'm glad you're a regular. Otherwise, I'd
There's
ask
a
you to
vote
leave.
for Gustav's
Oh my
fencing
God,
in the
Gustav.
peanut gallery.
Gustav. Playoffs.
Damn.
No, I mean I think he's okay. I think he's okay.
This is the part of SonarFeed where it just goes super off the rails.
Yeah.
We didn't get back to that yet.
We did. No, I mean Gustav's done all right too. Much better than. Yeah. He seemed to like disappear a little bit after the World Cup. Yeah, man. Brad Smith for me has been clutch, dude. He's like the only one that I get excited about when he gets the ball. I'm like, get the ball to Brad. Get the ball to Brad. Get the ball to Brad because I know he's gonna push and I know he's gonna get a damn good cross. Every time.
Every time. Yeah.
Every time.
Or he's going to pull a hamstring.
Yeah.
By the way, there is a hamstring two-pole.
Oh my God, I saw that.
Did
So
you
I
see
haven't
it?
been on the
You
internet
saw the
that
photo?
much, but I saw a photo of that and I was like, yes, yes.
So there's a hamstring two-pole. I won't share the specifics, but if you look around on the Twitters, you can find it. It's real good.
so good. Like I haven't been online that much, dude, because of work, and like somehow I caught that and I was like, oh yes, yes.
It's both super fucked up and awkward at the same time.
Yeah, seriously.
So we got about 15 minutes left, ish.
Oh shit. Yo, you know when I
we
realized
should've
that
done
was
this like an hour ago,
Yeah.
but this seems like a better time because
Yeah.
it's literally gonna
getting
go down.
darker.
Yeah. So stuff's not good in the world.
No, not at all, dude.
And while the ice raids were canceled,
And we're attacking an attack on what Iran was called back.
yeah, I actually think Seattle's gonna have a minute.
And then there's civil war down the street from us.
No, maybe. But like honestly, in the next month or two, there's a little bit of tension that, like, when I walk down the street on a random Friday and like 60 dude in MAGA hats roll up, and you're like, "Are you in Seattle on purpose?
Yeah.
Did you get lost?" Like, what's going on that you're doing that people can get involved in? Because I actually think this is important, and people can check out if they want. But I actually think this is important, and it's important to me, and I know to you.
Yeah,
and I
for
know
sure.
To a lot of folks.
For sure. So there is the WAISN, WASN, otherwise known as the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. And they manage a hotline where all volunteer-driven folks basically report ICE activity when there's raids happening. And volunteers will show up to document that these raids are not overstepping and they're not just snatching people and they're not kidnapping people without due process. Right now, we're just trying to get that hotline out to people's putting that number in people's cell phones is one of the main ways that we can try to be of help, because there is going to be more raids. They're happening both in what you imagine a raid to be, which is, a going into a business where ICE folks run into a restaurant, but they're also happening like behind the scenes with accounting and legal letters being sent to restaurants, basically. So that's one huge thing that you can do. Man, let me pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Oh no. But go to Waisn on Facebook, WAISN. Follow them on Facebook. You can get all the information there. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up right now. But I think that's one easy thing. Just share that. Put it on your Put it on your phone. If you have educators, friends that are teachers, put that number. Have them have that number, because there's going to be a lot of situations where, if these things are going to happen, that may happen in the next couple of weeks, some kids may not have their parents picking them up after school. So that's scary. If you can even try to imagine right now stuff like that happening, but there's literally kids who are stressing about that right now. So add 1-844-724-3737. Again, that's 1-844-724-3737. And that's just a phone number to report activity, so that volunteers can just try to at least check ICE and make sure that they don't do too much shady stuff, since they have a history of overstepping.
So I just wanted to make sure we touched this, because we kind of skipped past it earlier.
Yeah.
And we had talked pre-show about not great stuff. Maybe let's flip the other direction. Aside from Sounders being not great for a hot minute, it's Pride stuff going on this weekend. I know CenturyLink's got a lot happening. ECS and others have always tried to participate to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that Seattle steps up this weekend and turns it into something like beautiful as the word I'm going to use.
Celebration, right?
Forget like discussing TIFO and like other stuff. My expectation is that Seattle will show out, because I think we're at an interesting inflection point as a city, as a country, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think this is a cool moment for people to be like, this is what we as a people stand for, whether you know the person 20 seats away from you or you
not.
don't.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting point for all of us. And I know the team is super, super committed to that. I believe the city is as well. And like, honestly, politics aside, who cares where you live, etc. I'm excited, or let's just say I'm feeling very positive.
Yeah, me
about
too, man.
where this weekend goes, because honestly, I think everybody sort of needs it right now.
No
from
question.
an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
And like having talked to people in the last couple of days, they're like, oh, aside from the fact that I haven't seen Sounders in like a month, this is important. It's usually a big game. It's a rival, and I'd like to wake up on Sunday morning and feel like something changed, even if it's just like our mood collectively, for the last couple of weeks, not even soccer-wise, just socially.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Say.
Yeah, totally. Because we do get bombarded, and usually we get bombarded, and we tend to like remember the bad stuff, right? Like I was having this conversation with Vanessa, like, man, like it's hard to not get down. Like,
we
man,
get in the weeds like real fast.
Yeah. But there's also good stuff too, right? Like there's, I think I can't remember if it was what country in Africa just also legalized gay marriages. There's a lot of different positives as well. So yeah.
Well, I think there's some just social stuff that's changed. Like Istanbul just had some political shifts. Like there have been some things where there's just like tough spots.
Yeah.
Where there's a little bit of motion happening, one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean,
which like maybe creates some momentum.
I think our generation kind of has been pretty lucky. I don't know what the word is, but we haven't had moments that test our own democratic fortitude, right? Like we've always like seen history books like civil rights movement, what happened in World War II, the internment, uh, Vietnam War, but from
We're kind
the
of seeing it right now.
yeah, I mean we are though, right? But what we didn't see in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I mean a lot changed after 9/11, but you know this is something that's like worldwide, right? Like oh shit, like
Well, it's been swinging one way.
yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
like look at Italy, like look at
Brazil,
certain Brazil for sure, a couple other chunks of Europe.
Poland.
But then there's days where you're like, oh, it's going the other
Yeah.
direction, left to right, whatever. Like,
Look at
there's
Ireland.
A change.
Yeah.
And I am hopeful that we will see some progress, not to be like.
That's why I recommend
stupid,
you get involved with your city council, with your cities or towns commissions. Go to like those meetings are so critical, dude. Like at work, we did a big, huge land use sub area plan where we basically are going to be doing amendments or changes, zoning changes or upzoning different areas of Skyway. Skyway is a neighborhood between Tequila, Renton, and Seattle and the lake. It's about 7,000 housing units, 7,000 housing units, about 18,000 residents, 70% people of color. The average income is 20% lower than the average income of all of King County. They don't have a community center. They don't have a business district. Like they don't have much. So we're looking to. Granted, it's a great community. Folks are super resilient. They make community centers in different places. There's a lot of churches, so there's still a lot of beautiful things about the community, but they haven't been given a lot of support infrastructure-wise. We have over the last year been doing like this land use plan to upzone a bunch of areas to try to get development done and improvements to the area brought without displacing the folks that are there. That's a key part of it.
That's the hard part.
It is a hard part.
Hard part.
It's super hard. But we had done like this huge presentation, like hours and hours of all these people, like engineers, planners, all these people that make, ridiculous amounts of money, putting this presentation to get community feedback on what, after we did like 22 stakeholder meetings, 4 focus groups, like this is what you told us, this is what we want to do. And it's a big community town hall type event. There was about 80 people showed up, and it was considered a huge success. A huge success to get that many people. But all these 80 people are going to impact what 18,000 people are going to live like. So, like, get involved, man. I know it's a pain in the ass because we all have kids, we all have jobs, we all have podcasts. But, like, these things.
Wait, what's a podcast?
Yeah, right. But, like, all these different meetings, they are where all the actual changes that you can make take place. So I cannot press on y'all to, like, I know some of you are in the city of Seattle, and city of Seattle, it's a huge city, but man, just check out, there's tons of community commissions, there's tons of ways that you can get involved to, like, have input, and that's how you can really make change. It'll make you feel better about all the shit that's going on, I'll tell you that much.
And I think that's not that everyone needs to do things for their own personal catharsis or whatever you want to say, but some people are motivated by feeling better and like honestly like stepping up, frankly whatever you care about, like doing anything is
knock on doors for somebody you know, or donate. Northwest Immigrant Rights Project is probably the biggest immigrants advocacy nonprofit organization in the state of Washington. They do a lot of pro bono legal work, so donate to them. Donate to the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. Man, and then just show up for your friends and family, man. You never know. Some folks just need, like, you guys have been a ton of help for me here. I know that I'm not here, but
just like drinking at German bars.
But like me not showing up for a couple months, I know that it's no love lost. Like, you guys got my back. Like, I can do what I need to do. And even though I'm not here as much, I know that you guys got my back no matter what. So, yeah, just keep doing what you guys do. Watch soccer and do good. I should put that on a shirt.
You actually should.
Yeah, watch soccer and do good.
So I'm gonna awkward transition because we
Do
have a
it.
couple minutes left.
Do it.
So thanks for being out tonight. I know
Hell
you've
yeah.
been busy, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna like pound you.
Let's fucking go. I
Let's
miss you,
go.
man.
Yeah,
Fucking missed you.
Same. Let's rip through a couple predictions. So Panama, USA, Wednesday. What do you got?
Draw. It can't be a draw. No, they're still in group stage. I'm gonna give it a draw. And I'm being, you know, it's hard for me to do anything positive against. It's like you watching Portland versus LAFC.
Like Meteor.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean,
All right, so
I don't
let's-
hate Panama.
So Saturday, Mexico,
Costa Rica,
Costa Rica.
3-1 Mexico. Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be dominant. Like, they might get the one goal in the 80th minute as garbage time.
All right, we're gonna rip through some things. Tomorrow, World Cup, Italy, China.
China, easy, 3-1.
All right, noon, Netherlands, Japan.
Japan, 2-1.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude, Japan, they always in it. I like Japan.
Thursday,
I love their flag too. Their flag is dope.
Thursday, Norway, England.
Norway. Yeah. I don't know why I don't like
Norway
England.
had a
Dude,
interesting last match.
No.
All right, so Norway.
Yeah,
Norway
Norway.
through, and then the big one.
Oh my God.
As we talked about.
Yes.
France, U.S. By the way, best bar lunch ever.
Oh shit.
France, USA, noon Friday.
I'm not even gonna name it. I already told you that the U.S. is gonna win the World Cup, so
So 72-0.
something like that.
All right, and then I don't know if we'll have a show next week. I know Mickey's got some travel because he's going to head out east for some of the other matches, so that's kind of up to your
Right.
rails. But let's at least talk about this weekend.
Is it the
where we
first?
Chucky
Oh my
Bates
God,
the
it's
first.
July 1st.
Scary.
I don't know why I have a new event. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going.
So we might be here next
Yeah.
week. We'll see. So Saturday, straight up score.
We're gonna kick their ass. 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
I'd say 3. I'm going to say 3-1.
All right.
So pretend we won't be here next week. Wednesday at Yankee Stadium
Oof.
versus the Nazis.
Oh my God. I want to kick their ass 20-0. I'm gonna say a draw 2-2.
All right, I'm going to say 2-1.
That's
And then
right.
Saturday at the Fortress in Columbus.
I hate
Saturday?
Columbus.
Saturday,
I mean, I'm glad they kept their team, but yellow smoke in the bathrooms. So gangsta. We're gonna win 2-0.
Oh. I'm going to say 2-1.
2-1.
It's hard
All
to
right.
win away.
Yeah.
So good call. All right, so we may be here Monday. We'll talk.
Yes, we'll talk.
We'll figure it out. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for coming out, Berliner. Thanks to the Berliner.
Yes, amazing food, yo. Like seriously, there's
We're
salchichas.
going to have like
bomb.
97 brats before we leave tonight.
Salchichas.
Thanks y'all for watching.
Yeah, good to be
We'll
back.
either see
Miss
you
y'all.
next week or 2
Miss
weeks
y'all.
out. Go Sounders.
Let's fucking go.
Do you want to do that for like 10 more minutes?
I could. Oh, you may hear a voice on July 6th if you go to the Columbus Cup or Colossus Cup, which we didn't mention, but Colossus Cup.
Oh, what's that again?
Yeah, that's Club America versus that's a garbage team. You don't even need to worry about that game. Just go to watch Chivas Guadalajara versus Boca Juniors, and Chivas versus that's it. One of those two. But don't worry about the other games. Just watch Chivas. July 6th, you might hear a voice that you might recognize in Spanish in the stadium. Let's go. A huevo.
You actually just like dropped the mic. Good night.